What's the G2 one, man? What's the Kenny S one?
Look what they've done to the trucks. Or look what they've done to your truck, namely.
Your truck is upside down, yeah. Your truck is taking a tumble.
Your truck got blasted, man.
My business.
Your truck didn't survive the trip.
That's my exit plan out of esports.
That is it's a metaphor just for your life in general, isn't it?
I can't stand for this.
I like it like that. Let's have a look at the watermelon while he fixes that. So I got these in France for the show. So this is actual Donkey Kong. Like, I don't even know how to operate it, but this is actual Donkey Kong, and this is why did you mess with Mohan's one? And this is the Mario Brothers. This is cool, but this, like, one of these directions doesn't work properly, but it is functioning, as you can see. Donkey Kong does work. I had one of these when I was a kid, not one of these two, but how
does it even work?
They're awesome.
Those are amazing.
I wouldn't turn that one on. It makes loads of noise, and it'll make it for ages. It'll make noise for ages.
Okay.
But yeah, these are really cool. I had one of these when I was a kid. This is the one thing I did have. I have no idea what happened to it.
How do you afford them if you can't afford stuff for $1?
I don't know.
$1.
I don't know if how I got it.
Did you steal them, James?
No, I did not steal. No, I bought these. I only had one when I was at home. When I was a kid, but I don't remember which one it was. Anyway,
it's not stealing if you really need it badly, I hear.
So I tweeted Kenny and I said WTF, and he replied and said that I taught him how to do that. So now he can join the club of Flusher Rops and Kenny S. I taught them everything they know. Those are my 3 guys. I should have a shelf with their faces.
I'd love to see all those guys play on a team together. That'd be cool.
That'll be interesting. Interesting game of FPL.
Yeah.
Interesting game of FPL. I kind of like, I wonder if I could ever even qualify for FPL Challenger. I'm almost making it out of my ELO hell, which for me, ELO hell is defined as being in a lower ELO than you should be. So like right now, I'm teetering around rank 4 on FACEIT, but I should be, I'd say rank 7 in my opinion. When I get to rank 5, then I'll be in like all the higher leagues in the various ladders that I'm part of.
How much ELO?
In numbers wise, I don't remember numbers wise.
What was the rank again?
Right now, I'm in rank 4.
4, okay.
So when I make it to rank 5, then I can play the better CS with the higher level. So like I could be in Mythic Division 1, Dust 2 US Division 1, and when I'm in back in the UK, then UK Division 1. So I'm grinding. But as you can see, I'm grinding so hard, I wrecked my arm completely.
I had right before the surgery.
What is this? Producer. There we go.
I had to swing from like 1 gate win from level 8 to then back to level 5. You know, the classic.
Yeah.
The classic thing. I think it's like level 6 in half an hour or something.
Yeah, my arm died for my sins. You guys have been tuning into my late night North American stream to see the action. Lots of AWPing going on.
L'action.
And here we are on Cobblestone. Godsent on the CT side. We're already into a 4-on-4. 2 CTs per site at the moment, but of course one has to keep an eye on connector as well.
Yes. Do you think they're still feeling the pain, the hurts?
Oh boy.
Trevor's and Kenny S. That AWP, I don't know, but this is a good start for G2 on the T side. Disco! He's got a great position. He'll take down Body, and he presents the threat of the flank. Has to be dealt with. The bomb will be placed at his feet. And now it's Apex, and there's nothing left for him to do. He will be beat.
That off shot really did take away from how well Godsent played throughout Inferno. Hard fought match was close. They exceeded expectations, though. They played well.
They did. They did. You can see that. You can see that their foundations are looking promising, and it's just like tweak, and eventually they'll be there. We don't expect them to be necessarily the best in G2 all the time, for example. They're not supposed to be doing that. So
yeah, sure. You just want to have a better season than you did last season.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And I can say that with confidence. I like it. We got the douche, James.
I was going to say the pistol rounds. Oh, never mind. I'll come to it later. This is the first shot. Hampus getting there eventually. Surprising it took that many shots. They did improve the spread. So that is a really unfortunate performance from him. I was expecting a great many things, but we didn't see much of anything on this occasion. I don't know what Hampus had in the pistol round, because when we transitioned, there was a delay, but he was already dead. But I was curious to see if they would have somebody with a 5.7 or a CZ around the drop area, which I know Both Yanko and I are big fans of that idea, but you don't see as much as you would expect in a pro match.
Hampus needs to play some Quake, that's all I'm saying. Get that shotgun on point.
I love the auto shotty.
It is so much fun, actually.
One thing, if Dust 2 does come back, I'm going to use it on Dust 2 on CT side.
Where? Long. Tunnels.
Sometimes, it depends on the type of round, but if and it depends on, like, I think that there are particular rounds, basically, where you could hold it double doors if you normally hold mid with an AWP and you think they will respect the AWP and not try and run through cat, but try and burst through the door. But I'd mostly play B with an auto shotgun.
As I say, I do feel like it's a hard map for it, but I feel like there's always a spot for pretty much everything in this game, for every map, even if it's just like one spot.
Yeah, there was really strong positions close door for guns like that,
yeah,
where you could be tucked in behind the wall.
The biggest problem is rotations and how you deal with them. But Twist is
beautiful.
Really, that's a really nice kill with the FAMAS there, the second kill.
Fade away.
We've been talking about the burst fire of the FAMAS. People might forget it even exists.
I really would like Valve to make it better, because it gives it a lot of character, and it was very much a big part of the gun historically before. And look how Twist is owning everyone with the FAMAS.
He's got a FAMAS ace.
Yeah, it's looking very likely. He's going to find Body, but will he expect it to be there? It's got the Molotov on the left side, so he might look to the right side, and if he does, he'll find Body, but still no idea where Body is. Body could get caught looking the wrong way. We'll see how the timing works. Twist is making a lot of noise here for Body. Oh! Twist will go down eventually, but he's done so very much work for his team. You'd expect them with the UMPs to clutch it out, but Body is a very good player. Although he doesn't have a smoke to assist. At the same time, though, the UMPs, this is not a good range for the UMPs. The AK is going to have such a huge advantage. Body might be on for a quad kill of his own.
27 seconds with which to plant the bomb. He has the bomb. The red gloves will dial the number in. And now we see the player coming up the ramp. Skadoodle sometimes takes that position, gives you some early warning, but then you do have to drop back. And now, how does he avoid the double peek? Spots one, really going for it, controlling the spray, and he's good for the second one as well. Body with a 4K of his own. 2 4Ks in one round, but the round is with G2.
That was 1v4, right? 1v3?
Nice.
1v4? Oh my god. Incredible round.
And he still slept on.
It's true.
It's crazy as well, like, it was him and Devil, right, in the initial, like, 2 new French players brought in. Like, the difference between them, it was kind of nuts, actually. And at the beginning, we didn't know that.
Well, because Devil was the better player at that level, just by a little bit. But in the tier 1, does not compare. Like, Body was way better. Yeah.
Yeah. I played against Devil, actually. I think I was playing with Sliggy at the time.
He was the first round draft pick to come out of France, and then it just turned out that Body was actually the more valuable player.
I owned him.
You owned him.
He lost Sliggy. It's true.
Oh.
Cobblestone. Anyway, moving forwards. Moving onwards. Almost and upwards. G2 getting that good start on the T side. Though Twist with so many kills with the AK, rather the FAMAS, is definitely going to pose a problem, because G2 are not as wealthy as they would like to be. Mixwell will carry the MAC-10 still. Wonder if we'll see a fast round for AKs of MAC-10. Definitely the makings of a fast round. I think he's going pretty fast with the pressure towards the door. He's got the bomb as well, so it is quite an indication that they do want to go towards this A side. They spray back from Doppler now will give some information to G2 that the player is there, which means that, most likely, a long at max has 1 player. That's what that tells them. And so they don't have to be too worried about these opening positions. One of the things you need to do when you're on the T side is extrapolate what do you think the setup of the CTs will be. Because that changes everything as to how you'll plan to attack the round, where you expect them to be. And so if you see someone shooting a door, giving some information, then the other player is going to be more obvious where he is standing based on where the first player is.
Yeah, or the two paths of thought. And,
that push from Hampus.
Yikes.
Shut down. That's a big problem.
Oh, huge. They don't even think any. Wow, he was ready for that.
Whoa!
Somehow.
How does he do that? Disco Doppler with a fantastic peek. And now it's a 2v2. Again, Godsent showing that they have such incredible individual skill to leverage in positions of terror.
Freddy trying to avoid making a step. Oh, he's going to give his position away. Flash towards balcony, but will he be ready for the tree position? NBK there. Not easy for either player. NBK quickly moves forward, so Freddy doesn't have the advantage of the headshot peak. Nice play. NBK is, like, in terms of movement and reaction to things, he's one of the absolute best people to observe from that perspective. There's so much to learn from how he positions himself and responds to things. And that has put Godsent on an eco round.
That's a ridiculous mid-round from both sides. The constant adjustments. The sneak into B, the sneak into A. Very sneaky. But you can either, yeah, you see your goal obviously on T side is to figure out where are the CT standing? What's the weaker side to go to? But then the other thing you can do is try to make it so that they stand in the positions you want them to, either by direction or misdirection, taking kills, or tricking them.
Trickery. Smokes and mirrors.
Smokes and flashes.
Makes me think of The Prestige. Good movie. Go see it.
Good movie, yeah. If you like a twist.
If you like good movies.
It's true. There's more. There's more depth to it than just the ending.
Now, Maxwell. Very nice pickup onto Freddy B. Important in these rounds, that alleviates some tension. Allows you to gain some positioning forwards to the walls of bomb site, and they will get into B. Now, this is basically one round due to the positions of the GT players. Very nice, very nice.
Doppler and Brolan.
With the Prestige, Launders, did you ever think that the movie's actually about how you construct film? That's like it's a metaphor for that.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
That's too many levels deep.
It's actually...
I thought it was just about a couple of magicians.
It's actually... It's a very, very good movie.
Yeah.
From every standpoint.
That's interesting.
If you want to go...
That's very meta.
Yes, it is a very... It's very meta.
Secretly breaking the fourth wall.
Yes, exactly. And 5-1. It will be closed down by G2. Have you seen the Prestige check?
No, I have not seen the Prestige.
Okay. I think you'd like it.
Worth a watch.
Right, so double ups here for Godsent and G2. I'm curious what they're going to opt to do now that they know that Godsent will have a strong buy. A lot of momentum. Sometimes it's really fun to see a team in these positions just go like a super fast contact, maybe just like pushing Disco Doppler, for example, in this position, just like at 5 people, just very, very quickly. Obviously, though, that's more strong if you condition your opponents, but regardless of that, as there is no conditioning towards having 4 men on B early on. Okay, Twist will drop back off. I thought that was a bit scary, but we will see G2 play a slow default instead. They're just holding, looking for aggression. Maybe that's wise.
That's weird. Oh, I thought he smoked his molly. It was actually mixed well. Right-clicking it. They can still close him off. Problem is, they don't know if he crossed, so now they know. Now they know. Now they know.
Good shot by Hampus. And that will, again, just get rid of some pressure for the CT side around that position. That means that G2 must be successful towards A long. And they're going to run into a setup here. Brolan, meanwhile, take down body in drop. That means there's only 3 players towards A for G2. This has to work. They have to frag out, and they are fragging. 2 quick kills, the third one to come from Apex as he forces his way into the bomb site. But all he's done now is created a spot for Kenny, and this is so smart. NBK picks up the bomb, and now he moves towards B. They have 35 seconds.
Will Kenny's scope have been heard with all those flames in the background for ambiance? Almost again, 2 shots, 2 hits, sorry. But he will do 1 by 1 this time. 6-1. G2, how generous of Kenny to use a second bullet.
I was gonna say you make it sound like he just chooses.
Well,
what a guy.
This was kind of unfortunate because Disco went the challenge along with Twist. They almost handled that properly, but after Twist missed the second shot, Disco wanted to fight lower mid and was counting on him to stay alive to fight long. And unfortunately, was in an awkward spot.
It was a 3v5. It looked really, really good.
Yeah.
It's crazy for them to lose that. Unfortunate. But that's the G2 factor as well. Godsent have that as well going for them. Just the individual ability allows them to clutch back horrible situations. Nice mollies at the back of the plateau to prevent the CTs from holding those positions or moving into those positions. Maybe one for the stairs as well would be quite useful if they wanted to attack Broken Wall together. There it is. Now they can push the Broken Wall together. Kenny will take all the frags. Kenny powered up perhaps after that explosive finish on the first map. In search for the next player, he'll be taken down, but Apex will get the kill regardless.
Guess top lane's rotating around the back for a less obvious. Maybe not. Might pick up some Godsent stickers or a spray. I'm a very avid user of stickers, so I don't really have that much space to apply them anymore on my weapons. I picked up some of those, you know, that Chinese cat toy thing with the arm that goes up and down.
Yeah.
Oh.
Picked some of those up. They used to be really expensive, but they've gone down again. Those are good stickers.
Oh, it's sticker. I see. No, I actually don't know what they look like.
I shall show you. I think I have one in my inventory. Yeah, any of you people with cats should buy one of those. They're
I actually love cats, but I have an allergy. But I'm only allergic to some cats, so I have to find out on a cat basis.
The Russian Blue, for example, is a hypoallergenic cat, as opposed to hyper. So that's one of your better bets. However, they are very expensive. I have 2 of them.
They're very expensive. I have 5.
I have multiple.
That is so hilarious.
Didn't mean to come out like that.
That's haters.
Would you expect anything less from me?
That's funny.
They are very expensive. I have more than one.
Even you didn't decide to own that one. That's funny.
No, I got one, but then I was right. Like it's kind of.
I've got all this extra money.
It should have some company. No, I didn't want to buy another one, but I just thought it should have some company, so I bought another one for
I
it.
got all this extra money laying around. What do I do with all this bag of money? Whoa. Apex will be charging in. It's what he loves to do. It's who he is. It's what he is. And everyone's dead. His teammates will also hit. They will hit the battle cry of Apex. They'll be put into action. It's like the barbarian in Diablo 2. Does the battle cries, pumps everyone up.
It's OP.
It
Pump
is
it up.
called Lucky Cat.
Lucky cat.
Lucky Cat sticker. They are currently £4.83. Although there's a Lucky Cat in a different game on Steam.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Russian blue
Yeah, the
cats.
cat.
Very expensive.
There's a Lucky Cat foil thing in a trading card, which is on Steam for £164.
Really?
Which is interesting.
You're gonna get it. You should get it.
I'll pass.
Okay.
There we go. It's wearing a cap.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I like it.
It's actually hurting my arm holding my phone like that. To show you, that was painful. I'm in pain.
Cool cat.
I just popped an ibuprofen. Maybe the pain will go away.
Sapphire flip.
8-1, and Godsent are. What do you think of the Sapphire flip?
It's nice. I have a Sapphire bayonet.
It seems he has a blue theme going on. I mean, as far as the stock gloves go, and a blue 5.7. So maybe there's a theme. I've got the Ruby bayonets. Ruby. You know, Ruby Murray is English slang for a curry.
Oh.
Gonna have a Ruby Murray.
I might use that.
I think Barney Rubble might still be one of my favorite. You're in Barney.
Having a Barney. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But Barney in itself means something else as well, like arguing.
Oh,
if you're having a Barney with her indoors, then you are arguing.
That is not a name you hear used.
What, her indoors?
No,
Barney.
Barney. Just like not really a name you you see
It's not the most exciting name.
Yeah, I think it's one of those names that people don't really get named anymore.
All the Barneys on the stream just tuned out.
Guess you'd call him Baz. Maybe.
Baz.
Bazza.
Bazza, yeah. That's good.
Bazza.
I haven't heard.
Bazza's a Bazza. You could do things with Bazza.
Big Bazza.
Throw me a beer, Bazza. It's Barney's more as like, could you rake the garden, Barney?
And now all the Barneys in the stream have left.
All the Barneys in the stream are gone. They will be submitting formal complaints.
Great. Rebel, rebel, rebel.
Who does this James guy think he is? Right. Freddie B.
Freddie Barney.
Maybe he's got some Barney going on.
You never know.
Maybe. We had a dog called Barney a long time ago. I thought it was a pretty good dog name. Anyway, we will see light pressure, very slow pace from G2. They've mixed things up. They've slowed it right down. Dialed it down. Now they'll eventually go for the A-long control. Disco.Plan doing a great job here, creating 1v1s. And Twist and Brolan. Like a symphony orchestra, coordinated, making music.
Good teamwork.
It's as though it was composed. Very well orchestrated. We'll see Mixwell now.
The alien.
Deep position. This is interesting. If only he had the bomb, you actually feel like this is a winnable spot. But unfortunately for him, the reason why this is so open is because the bomb is lost towards A long.
Oh boy.
Oh, hello. Now the question is, how much damage can he get? 35 seconds. Let's see what you've got. What do you got? Twist will try to be annoying.
Ooh.
Nice game sense. Figures out the problem with pushing the rear, the derriere. Derriere. It means behind in French, for those of you unaware.
But.
Or but, I suppose, if you want.
Oh.
He gets 2 kills. He gets 2 kills in 1v4. That's actually great damage. I think, yeah, that's very nice. Did they lose an AWP? I think they lost. Yeah, they lost a second.
Yeah,
AWP
Doppler
there.
had an AWP, yeah.
So that's brilliant work from Mixwell. That is the best case from that 1v4. Very nice hold around the A-long area from Godsent on the default. That makes me wonder if G2 will change their approach and speed things up to not play into the defaults here. Hampus! He's back at it again! So the dush of the auto shotgun. Ooh. Oh my god, Twist! That is not a railgun. There is... Come on, you're playing the wrong game here. You can't do this. You can't do that.
Minute 30 on the clock.
Oh my god, that is very dangerous.
You're just asking for it, aren't you, really? Please, take me now. Take me now.
Spam, spam, spam. Yeah, that was a high-risk situation.
High risk, low rewards.
I don't think the shotgun has traces of any sort.
Does it not?
Because it doesn't fire bullets, it fires shells, so it's not a type of gun that has traces.
Huh.
But I mean, still, it's not the biggest area to spread your spray across. To punish, and G2 will clear out the rest, or to try to. Freddie B though has something to say about this, or Doppler does rather. Now Freddie B does as well. Into 2-on-2, running out of bullets. Behind the boulder, behind the rock, and he just keeps going, Freddie. He keeps going. Still spinning the vinyl. Oh, that is pretty nasty. I mean, there were only 2 of them there. Ended up being Freddie B alone, and he did the job. Considering how that round started for Godsent, that is quite the comeback.
I was hoping you'd do it like a DJ reference there, because I was just thinking of DJ references and puns, just swirling like just in my head and swirling around. I like it. Spinning the vinyl.
Vinyl.
Nice.
At some point, I want to get some decks because it's so therapeutic to mix, but I will get a digital one. No vinyls for me. Can't be asked. CBA. Ooh. There's a molly there for Hampus. Let's see if he... I mean, it's only really an improvement now, but there are the traces. He seems to be enjoying this.
Oh, yeah.
He loves this. He loves the thrill. The
thrill.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, I don't know. This could be great or could get killed. This is so exciting. The adrenaline's flowing.
He's got his teammates to worry about.
Roland is with an MP9. This is actually a great spot for the MP9 because of your speed, your mobility, and the fire rate is very effective. However, they will be extinguished. And flames will be set upon the sights as G2 take it.
2-on-3 for the CTs trying to get back into this. A crouch peek from NBK won't save him. One flashbang for Godsent. Ooh, the boost. Yes, I got Yanko to do this at the show match. Of course, he was given the credit, but it was my idea. I have the microphone now.
The microphone commander.
And there's the pop flash. Oh, they check the back of the door. No, got a gamble, got a push. He sees one player. The Molotov says where the second one is, and Kenny will get both. 10-3 for G2.
Kenny. Yeah, it's looking really dominant now from G2. It's kind of a shame because Godsent created a lot of cool chances and it's not really reflected in the scoreline. But G2, this has always been a really strong map for them and they're really flexing their might. And one of the problems for G2 is the CT side because Kenny S, you know, having him as an AWPer on A-long or just generally on the map. And just the amount of skill they have, how active they are is really hard to deal with. So Godsent will not have there's no relief in this match for them. They have to step it up against one of the best in the world. The best from France at any rate. And Mixwell.
Two rounds to fight for in this half for Godsent. He'll most certainly want to take at least 5 rounds into this. Maybe they'll be content with that.
Goodbye.
There's a beginning for Twist. I like how I feel like there was a lull in Twist's output in these past few months, so it's great to see him being a problem again because that's where you want Twist to be.
Man, Kenny S is like an acupuncture therapist. He's just pumping people full of holes, man. Acupuncture.
Do want to get some acupuncture going.
I don't know if I believe in it at all.
I still want to do it.
I need to look into that.
Should do it in the studio.
I don't know about that. Oh, pushing the A side. This should be okay. There are a lot of dudes. The number of dudes is diminishing. There are less dudes than there was. Oh my god, Napus. Making this a little bit painful for G2, but they will be happy with the outcome. We go into the last round of the first half, and G2 look pretty well positioned to get that 12-3 first half. Pulling by for Godsent, Deagles all around. See if they do anything interesting here. A stack of any description. 4 players towards B, so fairly simple.
Another boost incoming.
Freddy B.
Freddy boost.
Freddy Beast. Lots of guns being fired.
Uh-oh.
Yes, that.
So, oh! That is beautiful.
Imagine if the player on top had crated afterwards.
That would have been
Not really
fantastic.
possible there, but it just would make a great scene, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
2 players left for Godsent, trying to do something. Maybe it's time to pad the stats. Because the 1 versus 5 for top lane. At least he has a defuse kit. Oh, one person's... Oh no, it's almost, but one person is reconnecting from Godsent. Kenny has flown to the left-hand side of things, so there are 5 players here for G2. Don't worry, it is a bug. We spoke about it yesterday.
Maybe James one day will have knockback on grenades, so a grenade can knock someone up into, like, you know, into the air.
Most certainly hope not.
That would be ridiculous. Yeah, that would be so incredibly game breaking. The HEs would become the most powerful thing in the game.
Be like sticky bombs in TF2.
It would be pretty hilarious. Then you could talk about rocket jumps.
We'd all be demo men.
Yeah, yeah. Demo was really fun in TF2, I've got to say.
It is really fun. It's still there. It hasn't gone anywhere. Play TF2 on FACEIT, FACEIT.com. TF2 Pro League's out there now. It's really cool. It makes me want to go and play some TF2. I have like 500 hours in TF2.
James, let's play some TF2 and stream it.
Yeah, in a week or 2.
Oh yeah, in a week or 2.
My arm is still regaining power.
I have something for you in the next break.
Is it a new arm?
No, I prepare it now. 1 second.
Is it a prosthesis? Okay, off Dan goes. Brolad's got a P250 on Cobblestone. I am a happy chappy. He also has a flash and a smoke. Apex has run into a lot of traffic here. And his car is going nowhere, but Kenny's still got his wheels for the time being. How bizarre is this? It's almost a role reversal. It's like the T's are CT's rushing. And now it's NBK versus 4 players.
That was big. I wonder if they had the plan for the retake right away. I mean, I guess it's always twofold. We kill them if they go A, they go B. We're in great spots for the retake. But they were going to take 2 totally different routes, so it seemed like it was just a bag of tricks. Big bag of tricks.
That was a fun pistol run. It's nice to see some bedlam. Some anarchy.
It's nice to see some innovation, too. Just sometimes it feels like the pistol rounds of all rounds get very static, very dull.
Well then, Godsent have won the all-important pistol round after a really bad first half. But now they must survive the force buy. I think Kenny's left some money in the hole, everybody else is all in. So we'll see. It is the stack towards the B-bomb site for G2. Apex is the only man around A, and if he spots somebody lower, then maybe there's a rotation. If he doesn't, then maybe there's a save for the CT side. There was one more round to try and cause some havoc. You see the grenade start to sail in. So Apex is on his own, and we'll see if his teammate jumps over the balcony. Yes, but NBK is now basically in Apex's position. He's on the site on his own. There he goes. Will they continue to push? I really think the CT should just save at this point. 3 versus 4 though. They might stick around, see if they can get a surprise pick over this smoke. And now it goes from bad to worse. It's unfortunate timing for them. I think NBK is jumping in while Apex is still alive. Then he dies, and then NBK dies as well, and then there we go. So it's round number 5 for Godsent. Only 1 person dead. To get 3 kills at least in this round. Mostly with SMGs. Maybe, maybe not, no.
Okay. I have a question for you, and then you. So James and London.
First you is me, yes, okay.
Yeah. You and you. Well, if you could assimilate the skills of any single professional player, which professional player would it be? If you could just have his skill.
Rain.
So you'd be
Flusher.
Rain the Flusher. Why Rain?
Because as much as I like sniping, and he's not really a sniper, his shooting style is how I want to shoot, and I try to emulate that when I remember to. In terms of bursting and so on. So that's why.
And his intelligence is dizzying.
That too.
Dizzying intelligence. Maybe that's not the best kind of intelligence, I don't know. But anyway, he's smart. What about you, Londers? You selected Flusher. Why Flusher?
He's the smartest.
You think he has the most dizzying intellect in the business?
I think he's the smartest, and I think he's the smartest, and he can play the same all the time, no matter what. No matter what. Any situation, he is always as good.
What about you, Dan?
The funny thing is that Rain and Flusher are both players I might pick. So I'm like trying to think of like a different one now, because I would have picked.
You should pick the one you would pick, Dan.
Yeah, pick the one you would pick. Otherwise, you're just lying, aren't you?
Yeah, don't lie to us.
I would take Rain as well.
Just confirms that we are the same person.
And it is, yeah, he's just incredibly smart, and I like how consistent how consistent his shooting style is. He's got brains. He's got brains. Kenny S starting things off pretty well here for G2. Obviously detecting the presence, and Okay, that's cool. That's 2 players. He knows there's 2 players there. He saw 2 AKs firing once through the smoke. So with that information, we've got MBK starting to go from the B-bomb site, watching Connector still, or rather drop zone still, but from Connector now. So right now G2 know that the majority of the players of Godsent are at the A side of the map, which could be a good moment for them to take more of a position on plateau. But they're playing very passively. Oh! Problem's very good at that through the smoke. Surely there must be rotation now. They can leave Mixwell alone on the plateau, and indeed that's what they're doing. Kenny misses the shot.
And he re-peek. Does he fear a potential grenade? There is a Molotov on Brolan, but he's already repositioned, and the numbers are just too great. So Godsent will continue their reign of terror, quite literally.
That's crazy. I feel like...
That 1 kill is
again,
a game changer.
let me know if you guys feel the same way, but I feel like G2 had the information to rotate a bit earlier and to have more players towards A, but at the same time, feels like they should never have been able to lose out in that situation. So that's just to the credit of Godsent being ballers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they could have rotated out, but even that 1 kill makes it a 2v2 out of heaven. And there was other chances there, a Kenny S kill as well. It's just one of those situations where there's a universe so very close to ours that there was a different outcome.
Well. Godsent climbing back in. They're climbing the mountain.
The mountain.
The French flag is in the peaks. They want to place the Swedish one up there instead. James, would you ever climb Everest?
I think I'd probably die.
Actually, your asthma will probably, you should never do that.
Not the asthma necessarily, just the... I don't think I've got a body type. I think that my limbs would bend and fall off and I'd die on the mountain and then just be stuck there forever.
Because it's, what's the altitude? It's like 5,000 feet or something. I think the air might be too thin if you have bad lung capacity.
You would have a tank anyway, right?
I don't know if capacity is the problem per se.
But the air's really thin. You need to breathe in more, surely. If you can't breathe in as much, you don't have enough oxygen.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing with scuba diving. But I have one of the better rates of air consumption for recreational scuba divers. So you'd be surprised.
If anyone knows the answer to this question, please tweet us.
So would you say you could do more breaths? Is that like more like a higher frequency?
I could stay underwater for longer because I take longer between breaths, I suppose.
At James Bardolph, at follow DDK, at
Launders.
Your answers to that question, if you know it. The answers.
And it's not that my asthma is not a problem all the time. It's a problem some of the time. Most of the time, I don't feel the effects of it, but the last 6 months haven't been amazing.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about it because you play football and stuff, right? And
yeah, no, that stuff's fine. It's just regulation. If I take my preventer regularly, then it prevents. If I don't take it, then that's when I have problems.
Maybe my assumptions about lung capacity don't translate as much as I thought to athletic performance or circulation of oxygen to the brain. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think you know what you're talking about then.
Well, just going off some basic assumptions, like if you can't take in as much, if your lung capacity is weak, then that will have surely an impact on how much oxygen, like how much time you need to breathe, how much you can be oxygenated,
well,
how
depends.
oxygenated you can.
I don't know that you take a deep breath and use your entire lung capacity when you breathe in general. So
most people breathe shallow by default. Yeah.
Exactly. Someone has disconnected from the server.
Do you practice how long you can hold your breath underwater?
No, only when I swim on occasion I'll try to stay out of the water from one length to the other just for fun. But I don't practice that. But if you do free diving, then you would practice that kind of thing.
Because I feel like that's something that nobody has without practice. Like you can increase how long you can hold your breath underwater by a lot, with just a little bit of practice.
Breath hold diving. I don't know if I want to learn to free dive or not. I think I do, but I don't know if I will because It's a bit dangerous.
David Blaine set like a new record for that, didn't he? It was like 25 minutes, something ridiculous. No, was it? It was like some insane amount of time.
I don't know how much it was, but yeah, he did.
Was it an officially recognized record though?
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't a magic trick. Yeah, he actually did, and he set the record for the what was it? The coffin.
Why is he in a coffin? He's not dead.
Yeah, that was just part of the show.
Yeah,
but he
stayed outside Tower Bridge for like 20 days or 25 days or
sitting
something.
on the pole or whatever.
In a box.
In a box.
Yeah. I was like, oh look, there's David Blaine. Off to work I go. That was next to my office when I worked in real estate.
Really?
Yeah. Blaine just literally hanging out.
That's crazy.
I don't care about celebrity, so I was just like, whatever, a man in a box over there, cool. Must be really bored.
It is kind of weird because he's a magician, but then he just started doing basically what we would categorize as extreme stunts. Because he set real records.
I do wonder what that record was. Maybe I would look it up later, but I know I'll forget. So I'm not even going to say that I would. I will because I won't remember.
Well, that's very good of you.
So there we go.
So
we have a VAC authentication error. So it might be a few minutes for this reconnection to come. It's been a while since we've had a VAC off. Go on, Dan.
So yeah, so apparently with the lung capacity thing, I only had like a very brief skim. The lungs are so good at oxygenating anyway that a difference anatomically, like someone having more like bigger or smaller lungs, actually doesn't really make a difference because the lungs are so good at oxygenating, generally speaking, that for like endurance it doesn't make a difference, like endurance exercise and so on.
What do you mean?
So the lungs are just so good at just you're not using all the oxygen that they bring in because they bring in so much. Basically.
So what is asthma?
So if you have,
what is the asthma doing to your body?
I think I remember I read this
Just
recently.
I couldn't even define it for you, to be honest.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't it some kind of like almost like allergic reaction in like the passages or something? So the tightening, yeah, something like that.
I don't even know.
And that's why the steroids are good because it just relaxes them, or something like that.
I have a thing called asthma. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So it's like breathing stuff. Yeah. Then I have these pumps, man. It's scary. Like if you obviously I don't have American insurance because I'm from the UK, but if I wanted to buy one of these in America, it's like $300
just for that.
And the funny thing is they have like this is in the UK this is called Ventolin. In the US it'll be called something else, but also they're kind of a pain in the bum about wanting a prescription and so on. And depending on where you could go to 5 different like pharmacies, and one place might say, oh, it's not the same name, even though you could look it up and see it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And not give it to you. Fortunately, I didn't need to buy it, but one session of E-League, I was having some difficulty breathing because I just hadn't taken the preventer for so long.
James, how's your arm feeling?
Better than yesterday, but still not good. I'm trying not to do anything with it or hold my phone or anything.
Any pain or anything?
I can feel things here. I wouldn't call it pain, but I can feel this like just constantly right now.
That's great. Andy, here you go. Thank you. Okay, I've got some ice for you.
Oh, how nice of you.
You can ice it.
Cool.
So this is what you were using. 12 minutes. This is what you were using for your arm, shoulder.
I have 2, and I have like a strap and they had the strap has like holes in it, like an ice the front and the back of my shoulder. But
this is cool.
That's cool.
But
it looks nice.
But yeah,
it's a nice bag.
Looks like a chef's hat.
It's funny. I think I had to open this for you a few weeks ago. I couldn't. If I did it right now, I'd just tear my arm off.
Yeah. But you would want to keep it on there for like 12 minutes or something.
Does the condensation come through? Like, does the bag get like wet?
No, the bag shouldn't get wet. It's
good material.
It's got like holes in it or something.
It's good stuff.
So just yeah. So you just want to get 12 minutes at least minimum. Make it numb the area. Ice helps. What is it like? If you have injuries, it's rest, ice, compression, and elevation. Generally speaking, and that's just because injuries create inflammation usually, and you want to get rid of the inflammation, and so all of those things help against the inflammation.
This is like so cold it hurts.
Yeah, it's good.
It's painfully cold.
Yeah, well, eventually, after a few minutes, it will numb, and you won't feel that. And that's what you want. You want it to be numb.
Bring on those minutes because it's cold, man.
It's really weird when I do that around my shoulder. I feel like in my neck, for some reason I get like numbness in my neck as well, which is really weird. Like the nerves, everything gets numb. It's interesting.
This is like it's irritating. It's irritatingly cold.
Don't you feel like it's
I
like
feel
a
good
good
eventually.
hurt though, because you feel like it's doing something?
It's not pain. It's just uncomfortable and annoying. It's weird. It's like almost like brain freeze, but in your arm.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Okay, I'll tell you when you can take it off.
Well, I
Hey,
have
you're
a watch
committed
as
now.
well.
Yeah, but I just checked the. Did you check the?
What
the
the
moment-
time when I looked at my watch?
No, the time when you applied it.
Yeah, it was 10 past. I can actually use
Okay,
my
cool.
I can
Wow.
use my bezel.
Nice.
Can rotate my bezel so I can count the exact minutes. There we go. Marvelous.
Might as well put it to good use.
Yeah. Get my bezel game on.
Nice.
So what are we going to talk about now?
Well, we've talked about everything in the set. It's the moment we finally have nothing to talk about.
Wow. So we
Actually,
go to a break then.
Yeah. No, that's never going to be the
No.
case. We'll always have something to talk about.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
What are we talking about then?
So we were so.
Why is
What was
it
the technical difficulty in the game? Because I was
Back authentication
back
error.
with. Oh no, those are the worst ones.
sometimes,
Those have happened less these days.
sometimes those are weird to fix. There's not a real
You
easy
just
way
got to
to
wait
fix.
10 minutes, and generally it's like 10 minutes later you get another go at least. One way to fix it is to have 10 Steam accounts. Although that would mess up the statistics and all that kind of thing
Mm-hmm.
after the game. So
Don't do that.
got to wait it out, man. Got to wait it out. Ooh, we are. What time is it? 12? 10 past 12? So we are already behind schedule. So this will be interesting. See how it goes.
Yeah, we are
I don't wanna
really
put it on my
behind
leg.
actually. Holy
Maybe
moly.
Simple can put us back on schedule.
Yeah, maybe that will happen.
Well, he's previously subbed for Ninjas in Pyjamas for a match in our league, and they lost. So there's no guarantee that they will win. Mouse Sports, they
he
could
is
lose.
subbing in for the best team in the world, though. So
Second best team. They're ranked number 2.
I know, but they're insane.
They are good. You're a Mouse Sports fan. We've
Yeah,
been long
for
time Mouse
sure.
Sports fans. We were Mouse Sports fans before it was cool to be Mouse Sports fans.
That is fairly accurate.
Yeah.
Well, we just get a closer look than some people. Like most people see them at the tournaments, but we see the entire build up during the seasons. And
Yeah, that was
So
nice
the
about
development.
last season, being able to see Fnatic. You know,
yeah,
I think they won a couple of tournaments, but last season they had such an amazing online season that not everyone got to see. So
Yeah.
I love these seasons. Get to watch.
Yeah, it's really cool. That was one of the fun things when we were doing like Oceanic region as well, because you just got to see so much different Counter-Strike. And when we did the a few majors ago, we did the Asian minor in Malaysia, and that was cool because you could just see how disconnected
yeah.
like Asian Counter-Strike is
They're
to
so
the
bad.
rest of the
For
world.
some
It was
reason, they're
painful
so
actually.
behind.
Some of the games.
It's crazy.
It's because they play each other so much to the point where they're not necessarily playing the game. They're playing the opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd see there was a game of Cash, which I
Oh,
think went to
no.
like maybe 4 overtimes,
Yeah.
and no team went mid until
Yeah.
like overtime 3 or 4. Literally, neither side went mid ever on the T side.
Yeah.
And and when I say ever, I mean ever. They just
Yeah.
didn't go mid,
But
and that's bananas.
it's almost like they didn't watch any demos or
No,
watch
exactly,
any Counter Strike.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, there was. I remember some rounds distinctly where it looked like they were copying stuff from like maybe they had seen a demo, but it's like really, you know, when like you watch someone and it kind of looks like something, but you can see that they just don't understand why those things are happening. that's what I saw. Like it
Like
looked
the
like
purpose of
they
certain
don't
things.
they don't get what the point of it is. And the funny thing, because also that is like the standard way to play outside of their meta. It just again it's creating like this weird sort of dissonance because they're like, well, they're doing something which is generally kind of good, but they don't know why, and it doesn't apply to their meta in a sense as well, and they don't know that they don't have the understanding of the fundamentals to understand how to connect the dots and then really make it work anyway. So it just got really weird. It's very weird. There was a couple of teams that had the right ideas, and it was definitely improved than from the previous times I'd seen the scene. But I think one of the problems is because like if you look at our scene, like the proliferation of information, like everything's kind of in English. But they don't really have like all the content that's sort of made in the West. I mean, they're not going to be commonly able to consume that content because it's not really prepared for the Asian region. And if they don't speak English, then you're going to miss out on a lot of info.
Yeah, you need to get those international analysts in and like translators and stuff.
Or subtitles.
Yeah. Who was it? Peacemaker was there for a while. That didn't end well, did it?
He ditched Von Dick in China.
Yeah.
Twice.
He refused to play for them as a sub because he wanted sticker money,
Yeah, that's
which is, I mean, I don't know. If you have an agreement, honor the agreement. Maybe he didn't read it properly. I don't know. But I've seen people sign contracts, don't read the contracts. Like, oh, I have to do this. Oh my god. But I don't know. Anyway, hopefully, yeah. I mean, I want to see some more to see how things develop.
Yeah.
In that respect, so that would be cool. Oh, so Body's actually going to try a second account. So he's got second accounts as well. He's got Smurf accounts.
Smurf
I guess maybe we could
The
see
Smurf
if
accounts.
that's successful. Otherwise, maybe we could go for a break, because then it could be a pretty unknown time, right?
It's funny because at this point, at least for matchmaking, pros don't even need Smurf accounts. Like, I think Zipex played a game of matchmaking and he got rated Master Guardian 2.
Yeah.
Which is really funny.
I think Taka responded with like the same rank or something as well. Yeah.
I sometimes play on occasion with nothing because he's doing a Road to Global thing, and I think he's Eagle or Legendary Eagle, and I'm Supreme. I'm just constantly Supreme.
I'm down to Eagle.
Matchmaking.
I find the matchmaking quite boring. Like, it's hard to just play matchmaking. If I'm going to do that, I just play hubs.
I just have no trust. I just can't play because I just feel like, even if someone's probably not cheating, I just feel like someone's cheating.
Yeah.
It's just it's a trust thing. It ruins the enjoyment for me.
There's like matchmaking being 64-tick, the grenades aren't even the same. It's just not worth playing. I'll never learn to throw a grenade on 64-tick. It's just pointless. Like, I mean, 4 for 64-tick. Just why would you do that? Just waste of time.
Spraying too, like using an AK.
Spray
feels like it feels so different. It's like going from a 60 Hz to 120 Hz.
I think it's that it amplifies the problems of ping. So ticking in and of itself won't actually affect registration that much, but combined with how strong your ping is, like 50, 60 or whatever, it'll make it feel much, much worse. So that's when it gets bad.
So I only play here and there, really for vanity, because of the rank thing. But I don't really.
But with VACnet,
care
if
so
it
much.
ever gets to the point where there's I never felt like anyone was cheating on matchmaking, I'd play a lot more.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because if I'm just gonna play for fun, I'd rather just play. I would enjoy it.
I'd do it to maybe practice specific things in a no pressure environment where I don't care about the outcome.
Also, if I'm streaming, you can link your Counter-Strike account to Twitch or something, or whatever your service is, and then it'll show your rank. So get more people.
I gotta say, man, I love the hubs on FACEIT. They're so sick.
Yeah, the hubs on FACEIT are awesome.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
So I
it's
have
the best.
that's why my arm is wrecked, because I've just been playing hubs the whole time, every day, even at lunch between Europe and North America. These guys go for food. I'm playing CS. I get a game in, but I played to the point where my arm is completely wrecked. I'm sitting here on camera with an ice pack, so you can see that I'm enjoying me some hubs. So I might have to wait a week and then get back on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Body's fiddling around with
He's
things to get his account ready, because by the time he makes a FACEIT account for a second account, which normally is not allowed, obviously will allow for this purpose, you might as well just try and log in with his first account, because it's pretty much been 10 minutes now, so he should be able to log in with. He should have got past the VAC auth error with his primary account. So look, we are more or less on the 10-minute mark of icing. So what do I do after 12 minutes? Stop.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is cool.
It's nice. Numb it up. Numb it up.
See what you did there.
I didn't even realize what I did there, but now I do. Took me a second or two.
All right, should we break then? Should we break whilst
Yeah, let's go to a break, and then
right.
when we are back, the match will continue. We'll see you back here soon.